Oh, it's going to be fabulous. Where's it?
It's starting.
Okay. We're waiting for the webcam to start up. There we are. That's pretty good, don't you think? Okay.
Well, I don't like the purple girl. She looks chunky.
Don't say that.
Hey, judge it. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone.
Don't judge me for judging.
See, I knew she'd be funny, just her own natural self. So, good morning. Welcome to church this morning. I wanted to share with you the calendar events, and today is June 9th, and our guest speaker is Areta Meek. And after church, there will be a head-to-heart discussion. I think you lead that, don't you? Yeah.
Not typically. Everybody leads it. It's awesome.
Cool. I'll have to stay for that one of these days. On Monday, we have the sound bath therapy, which, thanks to Paula, she brings in all this equipment. That's how she stays so buff. And it's from 6:30 to 7:30. You want to try to get here a little bit early so you have time to get comfy, figure out where you want to be. I've been one time, and I would recommend a blanket and a pillow. So, emotion code takes place. Oh, I should also mention that sound bath therapy, there is no charge, but if you care to make a donation, it really helps out. Emotion code is on Tuesday the 11th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. and that's led by Maria, and that is also by donation. On Thursday at 6:30 p.m. there will be a tarot class with Janice. And that one there is a charge of $20. And then on the calendar it talks about a spiritual shamanism class on the 15th, which is next Saturday, but that has been moved to the 29th. That was on the page.
It's a closed class too. She's already got some people in there. She'll start another one again.
Okay.
So it's just a reminder of time.
Right. Okay, so I'm being Phil today. Yes, ma'am.
And there's Yahtzee night on the 22nd, which is a Saturday at 6 p.m.
Oh, that sounds like so much
Just
fun.
donation $5 a person.
Yeah. Karis has started that, and I think it's awesome. Kind of a game night. So I'm being Phil today, and the Divine Fellowship has two patron saints, George Carlin and John Lennon. Hey, George and John. So today I thought I'd do a little bit different with our patron saints. I thought I'd give you a little bit of background on them. George Carlin was born and raised in Manhattan, and his parents divorced when he was only 2 months old. And so his mother was a single mother and had to work long hours, and by his own admission, in his own words, he said that gave him the time he needed to think about various subjects, listen to the radio, and practice his impersonations. He's also noted for his masterful knowledge and use of the English language. And despite his famous stage persona of being an angry, volatile man, he was known to be a very kind, quiet, and shy man off stage. And this belies the fact that during his stint in the Air Force, he was court-martialed not once, not twice, but 3 times. So I'm thinking he was being sarcastic or something. No. So his father was born in Donegal, Ireland, and his mother was American Irish. And so therefore that explains his middle names of Dennis Patrick, George Dennis Patrick Carlin. George's quote today is, Freebetarianism is the belief that when you die, your soul goes up on the roof and gets stuck there. But speaking of middle names, on April 22nd, 1969, John Lennon formally changed his name and adopted, his middle name was Winston, and he wanted to change it to Ono. But in England, you cannot change your birth name entirely. And so officially, he was known as John Winston Ono Lennon. And he said at the time of the ceremony, he said, Yoko changed her name for me. I've changed mine for her. One for both, both for each other. She has a ring, I have a ring. I'm not sure of his reasoning why he said that, but he goes on to say, it gives us 9 O's between us, or 9 zeros, which is good luck. 10 would not be good luck. And therefore, that solves the mystery of why many years later, in 1980, he was assassinated. So he got too many O's. But he couldn't fully revoke his name given at birth. So last week I looked up this day in history, and it was the day that Queen Elizabeth was crowned, and that was pretty well received. So I looked up today, this day in history, and I couldn't find not one single interesting tidbit. But, well, I guess you could say a little bit of a tidbit. Donald Duck debuted on June 9th, 1934 in a cartoon called The Wise Little Hen. And then we were introduced to Tweety Bird on June 9th, 1945, where she debuted. I was pretty sure she's a she. She debuted in a cartoon called A Gruesome Twosome. And on June 9th in 1980...
My last relationship.
June 9th, 1984 was the 50th anniversary of Donald Duck. But adding the 40 years since, Donald Duck is now 90 years old, a ripe old age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has he found any pants yet?
Not yet, not yet. He would look funny. Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. So here's a one to put on your bucket list, or at least your bowl list. Did you know there's a toilet museum
No.
in New Delhi, India? It's the International Museum of Toilets, featuring a rare collection that details the historic evolution of toilets from 2500 BC all the way up to present day. Now, I have to tell you, I would probably want to go if I were. It's
And
just
I wouldn't tell you that if I didn't want to go.
opposites. So I just thought that was an interesting little tidbit, and let's see what else we have. So we have a couple different categories
What's it
of.
called?
It's
Does
called
anybody
the
else wonder?
International
That's it?
International
So it's
Museum
like an
of
IHOP
Toilets.
of toilets?
Right. Yeah. Wasn't the inventor was named John Crapper, I
No,
believe.
Thomas Crapper.
Thomas Crapper. One of those, really common names.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my broom jokes today are, how warm is a witch's closet? Any takers? Broom temperature. A madman attacked me with a broom today. It was a brush with death. What do witches ask for in hotels?
Room service?
There you go. And how do you know a witch is nearby? You can hear the broom, 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 broom of her. And then I wanted to share some light bulb jokes. How many therapists does it take to change a light bulb? Anybody know? It only takes one, but the light bulb has to really want to change. And how many country singers does it take to change a light bulb? It takes at least 2, probably 3 or 4, and that's because one changes the light bulb and the rest of them sing about how much they're going to miss the light bulb now that it's gone.
Well, I got one.
Okay,
Okay, how many narcissists does it take to change a light bulb?
narcissist. I don't know.
They prefer gaslighting.
That's pretty good.
Carry on.
That's a good one. How many programmers does it take to change a light bulb? None. It's a hardware problem. What did the light bulb say to the switch? Lynn?
Turn me on.
Yes.
I was trying to stay G-rated.
What did one light bulb say to the other?
You really light me up inside.
That's good, though. I like that. Might have been said at one time or another, but the one light bulb said to the other, "I love you a what?"
Oh, grown.
And then the last light bulb joke is, how many polite New Yorkers does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Could you find one?
It says both of them.
Both of them.
Right, both of them, in all of New York City.
Do you know, like every 10 seconds in New York, a guy gets stabbed?
Really?
That poor guy.
She's a stand-up comedian, I tell you.
I'd be sitting for sure.
So then I have some crossing the road jokes. Why did the snail cross the road? I'll tell you when he gets here. Why did the apple pie cross the road? It saw a fork ahead. Fork in the road. Why did the clown cross the road? To retrieve his rubber chicken. And why did the turkey cross the road? To prove he wasn't chicken. And why is everyone mad when the pig crosses the road? Because he's a road hog. And then my random joke is, what are baby dill pickles made of? Cucumbers. So that's, I have more, but I think I need to give Areta
I love it. I'm still trying to master Janice's disappointment face and Phil. I'm working on that.
Oh, did you try it yet?
I'm trying.
Let's see. That's pretty good.
That
Pretty
was
good.
good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. So this is a little bit
I
philosophical.
don't have the years of actual disappointment. Just kidding.
So this is a little, it's kind of based off of Rudyard Kipling's poem, If you can, you know, all of those ifs, and you can be a man, my son. But if you can start the day without caffeine, if you can always be cheerful, ignoring aches and pains, if you can resist complaining and boring people with your troubles, if you can eat the same food every day and be grateful for it, if you can understand when your loved ones are too busy to give you any time, if you can take criticism and blame without resentment, conquer tension without medication, relax without alcohol, and sleep without the aid of drugs, then you are probably the family dog. So there you go.
Yeah.
I do have just a kind of a preview of things upcoming.
Oh.
Best old
A
folks
preview of
jokes
groans to come.
and knock knock jokes. I realize why I like knock knock jokes, because they're interactive.
Yeah.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
I forgot.
That's okay.
Okay. You're supposed to say I forgot who.
Oh,
But-
oh, right.
Right, right.
I was
But I
trying to be
didn't-
polite. I forgot who.
Okay, there you
Knock,
go.
knock.
Who's there?
Interrupting speaker.
Interrupt.
It's my turn now.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Oh, there she goes. And I think Janice would invite you to give a hand to Areta.
No. And look, she's full of jokes. I just tried to make the face. How are we all doing today? Getting there. Yeah. It's kind of a loaded question. How are you today? Who am I? We're always talking about that, aren't we? Like, what's us? What's not us? So I got asked the question that I get asked every Sunday, and I never know until I'm asked, because I usually don't really know what I'm going to talk about. What's the title of your speech today? Yeah, no, you're fine. Absolutely. So I just off the cuff said baggage claim, so I'm going to try to go with that. Anybody been to an airport? Anybody watch their baggage go round and round? And sometimes you think, oh, I'll grab it, but then someone's in your way or something happens and you're not able to grab it. Karis apparently throws elbows. She's the other New York guy that's changing the light bulb. As long as you're not the one getting stabbed, right? Oh, owning our stuff is hard. Grabbing our baggage is hard. And, I got into a conversation with one of my friends earlier this week. We tend to have a lot of conversations because he's very logical and pragmatic. I am too, but I have room for spirituality. He doesn't really know where to put that. So we were having a conversation about intuition. He made a comment. well, I don't really trust my intuition anymore because one time when I did, the situation resulted in pain. And I was like, I don't know why that means that it led you wrong. Like if we feel something uncomfortable, that's going to be like we shouldn't have been there. But that happens sometimes, but I think we all kind of know that we're here to work on things. And one thing that I've kind of realized is that everything, I think this is William's thing, and Ellen says it to me all the time, bless her. Let go of everything you think you know, right? And it's interesting to note that when you think about everything that we know, so we are not of form. We created form. This world that we live in was created for us. We don't abide within its rules. We shape its rules by our beliefs. And we don't know any more about this reality that we live in temporarily than a video game character understands the video game in which it resides. The video game character can know everything there is to know about the game, but it knows nothing about who programmed the game, the server, where the server is housed, and why. Right? So when we think we're masters of our own universe, we only know as much as our little reality allows us to know. And at the end of the day, we all came here. God loved us so much that when we asked, what are we? And God says, we're love. And we say, well, what does that mean? God gave us this beautifully painful, sometimes, reality so that we can see what we are by experiencing that which we are not. To understand light, we have to experience some sort of dark, which is never real. It's just the temporary absence of light. We have to experience what we don't prefer to see what we do prefer. That's all that it is. It's just contrast. But if you've ever had a child that keeps running away in the store, and you might be inclined sometimes to hide and make them think that they're temporarily alone, knowing full that you're watching them the entire time, but maybe they need to just experience the idea of separation, right? To truly appreciate the connection. Bless you. I think that's a little bit of what we're doing here. We're never actually alone. We're never actually in danger. Fear isn't real. Fear is just us trying to bridge the gap of what we've not yet learned, I guess, for lack of a better term. So the great thing about baggage claim is once you grab your bags, you're free to leave the airport. And the great thing about an airport is it's full of people and shops and food and other airplanes that'll take you to other airports. And I suppose you can do that as much as you want to, but then you're just stuck in the video game and you're never actually leaving the airport. If we want to leave the airport, we have to claim our baggage, right? So that can be really difficult to think that we have to feel that feeling of separation, disappointment, rejection, abandonment. But as I say all the time, everything is happening for our highest good, no matter how it feels. It's about facing it. It's about getting up there and claiming your bag in front of everybody, even if it's ugly, even if it's, 19 Gucci bags are going by and you've got a taped up garbage bag with a stick in it. Might have been smacking everybody on the way and you got to be like, you know what, that's mine. I'm going to go, excuse me, pardon me. But if you want to leave the airport, that's where we're at. They say the good die young, right? Sometimes I think that's the thing. They got it. They're like little Mayans. They're just booped home. Life is full of opportunities to face uncomfortable. Life is full of that, but it's anything that's not the vortex keeps coming to mind if anybody's listened to Abraham Hicks at all. I think sometimes they have some pretty interesting things to say. I was listening to something this week that was talking about if you're experiencing loud sounds and you don't know where they're coming from. I love the ladies that walk off and help. Yes, it's children. That's fine. They're beautiful things. Speaking of, ours just graduated preschool.
Wow.
Yeah, thus it begins. I said that they're in elementary school now, and my wife got mad at me and said not for a few more months. So
Yeah.
we'll have a different talk here in a few minutes. Anyways, I don't know what I was saying, but the moral of the story is things can be uncomfortable. She was talking about how, if you're feeling frustration and anxiety and all that stuff, you're not in the vortex. But I don't know all about the vortex stuff, but I know like being in the now, being in the present. The present is the only space where you're actually free, because that's the only place that actually exists. The past was the present and the future will be the present. So you can dwell over things that happen for a reason if you choose not to see them, and you can be fearful of whatever your mind can generate. That's why I like the head to the heart, moving from here to here. This is our intuition, our connection, our heart. We are love. We are love without even thinking about it. It takes so much more effort to hold on to things that don't belong to us and to be fearful than it does to let go. The problem is that our fear of letting go makes us hold on to things. If you have to grip something with all of your might to get it to stay, let it go. Don't be afraid of what's coming afterwards, because it's going to come for you. You may have to temporarily experience whatever your belief is for a minute, but all it's going to show you is what your belief is, and you can change that. You can absolutely change that. So I believe that when we incarnate here, we don't incarnate with our entire essence. I do believe that, there's a portion of us back home, and that's what we refer to as our higher self. That is, I do believe that we have guides, we have our creator, we have guides, angels, we have a whole team that's constantly probably got a clipboard, and my team is personally shaking their head a lot and probably also wanting to put me in a home. Let me tell you a little story about that. My wife tells me all the time, "Oh, honey, it's time to go in a home," because I have been very forgetful lately. And so I sent something to her at work the other day in a text, and then a little while later, I sent her the same thing.
Oh, boy.
To which she just replied, "Oh, honey," and then sent me a picture of, somebody walking an elderly person like into an assisted living facility. So I decided to be funny. And Heather lives 4 hours away. She lives over in the Olympia area. I decided to be funny, so I thought, geriatrically funny apparently, and I looked up assisted living homes in her area and put her email and stuff so that they would email and call her. But I put my phone number, and they've been calling me for 2 weeks now. Just pops up a place for mom on my phone. And I don't know what to say to them, so I panic and then I don't answer. It's like, I already found a place for my mom. She passed away 2 years ago. She's resting peacefully. So it might be time for a home. It may be coming, we'll see. But I guess, 3 squares a day, and I can turn my heater up to 94. I hear that's what I'm supposed to do. Maybe get a little angry dog that bites everyone but me. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about, but claim your baggage, because it's going to keep going round and round, and you're not going to leave the airport until you do. But it's just a bunch of stuff. That's it. And it's stuff that doesn't belong to you. You're going to go through it. And it's like some of our baggage has been circling around for so long. We have really created a nightmare of what we think we packed. And that's the hard part, right? Because we packed when we were so young. We are so terrified of what's in it. But I know if you, like, I went back to my elementary school a while back, and I remember, like, I had to use the bathroom really quick. And I went to visit one of, like, my 5th grade teacher. And I remember the toilets and everything being normal sized, but
Yeah.
they're not. I mean, they kind of still are for me, let's be honest. I haven't grown exponentially since 5th grade. But everything was different, right? I went into the old classroom, like everything was smaller, everything, was not as I remembered it. It's not as you remember it. And the cool thing is there's a bunch of gifts in those suitcases too. Like things that you don't remember that you loved to do. And it's kind of stuff that got thrown in there just because somebody at one point that was dealing with their own stuff said, I don't like that. And you went, oh, okay, my bad. I'll shove it in this suitcase and then it can go around the carousel for 40 years. It's totally fine. So if we could all think about what it is that's kind of standing in our way, we all kind of have an idea of what's in there, right? So I'm gonna try my hand at leading a meditation today. I'm gonna start it a little bit earlier than it normally does, because then I want the option to be able to run a little bit with that. Let me take a gander at, I don't know why I make these sometimes, but, oh, I did write down, become the parent of your own longing. You can become the parent of your pain. That's a good place to start with the baggage, right? Because that got shoved away because nobody wanted to love us that way. So if you can do that. And yeah. Oh, also, when it comes to, people in our life not treating us fairly, I kind of wrote this down. If you think about being watching your kid be in a play, they might be playing an antagonistic role, but it's not actually them, right? You know better that when you're watching your kid play a bad guy in a play, you're like, oh, they played that bad guy so well. We can understand that it's not actually them. It's a role that they're playing. Every single one of us is playing a role. And no matter how rough or painful it gets, everybody is pure love underneath it. What is that? We have liftoff.
Now you're in the black, so I'm going to leave it off.
I can be in the black, it's fine.
Yeah, where's the switch?
I think we're good. What is this supposed to be?
Well, you're kind of in the dark, but I think people online are okay.
Yeah, nobody needs to see this.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have your eyes closed anyways. If you know you can't see me. It's like when you're praying, right? And you're looking over, like, your eyes weren't closed. Well, neither were yours. Touche. All right, are we all ready? So I'll let you know. The purpose of this is we're not actually going to go to an airport and claim some baggage. But we are going to try to meet with our higher self today. It could be, and it may be your higher self. It may be your guide. It's whatever is going to meet you. But we are going to all take a little trip. And actually, I want everybody to keep their eyes open for right now. But we're going to take a trip to our higher guidance, and we're going to get hopefully messages, and we're going to connect to see what it is that they want to tell us or what they want us to work on. So if everybody with their eyes open right now could find a focal point in this room, just something to look at. Could be a notch in the wall, could be one of these pictures, maybe not a light. And just everybody just take a look at it. And just take a minute to stare at whatever you're staring at. It's okay to blink. We're human. And if you could just, while you're staring, plant your feet into the ground. Feel your feet connect with earth. It's alive. Feel that portal connect into the ground. Feel your legs, your hips start to just relax. Take a deep breath. Focus on what you're focusing on. Focus on your breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Feel that relaxation go into your shoulders and your back. Your eyelids might be getting a little heavy. You can close them whenever you want to. Just let them close. Let your whole body surrender. You don't have to hold on to any anxiety. Everything is safe. You're safe. You are loved. You're cherished. You're wanted. And you have always belonged. We're just going to relax and let our whole body let go. And every time you breathe in, I want you to breathe in that white light of love and being cherished. And breathe out anything that has been standing in your way. Anything you consider frustrating, dark, heavy. Just breathe in light and let go of the heavy. Focus on your breath. I want everybody to, now that your eyes are closed, I want you to feel sand in your bare feet. And the sun is beating down on you, and you can hear the rolling of the ocean's waves. It's so warm here. And you look around and you see a beautiful tropical island. White, beautiful sand, crystal clear water. And it is not hot, but it is very warm. And it feels so good to have the sun beating down on you. And you know that that is the unconditional love that exists for all of us. And you start to feel that there's something pulling you away from the sand. A message, something guiding. And you look over and you see a little boat. And it's just partly rocking in the water. And you walk over to that boat. You get in. You close your eyes and you feel the sun. You feel the boat rocking back and forth. And you start to paddle out. And you're not sure where you're going right now, but you know that you're being guided. You know that you're safe and you're loved, and there's no way you're going to get stuck or get lost. You start to paddle out. It's beautiful. You see some dolphins or some birds. They come up and connect with you. Rub the little dolphin on his head. Then when you're ready, keep paddling out. And up ahead in the distance, you start to see something forming, some kind of land. And you realize there's a small little island over there. And you know that's where you're supposed to go. So the boat carries you slowly, the bouncing of the waves. And you finally start to get to the island. And there's a wood log and a fire. There's nobody there. And you get up, and it's a little bit darker now. The sun has gone down some. And you get out of the boat, and you go and you sit down on the log. And it's very large and very comfortable. And you sit in front of the fire, and you feel the warmth. And you close your eyes. We'll ask, what is the message for me? What is standing in my way? What doesn't serve me? Who or what doesn't belong to me? What am I holding on to? What do you have for me? And you open your eyes and you see next to you the most beautiful being of light. Might be your higher self, might be your guide, might be an angel, might be a spark of the divine. You just know that it's divine and it's pure love. And you ask, what is here for me today? What is for me to know? And this being of light asks you to take out your hand. You hold your hands out, and they give you a folded up pieces of paper. Give you a moment to talk to the being, ask any questions. Trust what comes to your heart. And when you're ready, you can give them something or hug them. You part however you need to. Before you leave, the being wraps their essence, energy, and loving light all around you in the most beautiful embrace. Your souls merge together and you feel complete love, complete release, and complete surrender. The being reminds you that they are always with you. You are never alone, and you can always come back anytime. They absolve into you. And before you head back to the boat, you feel the paper in your hand. You open it up. What does it say? You take that with you. You get back on the boat. And you make your journey back here to this time and space. And when you're ready to leave the boat, you can come back to church. I think you're supposed to wiggle your toes and stuff at this point, maybe. Everybody have a good nap? Wake up. All right. Anybody get anything helpful? I don't know if we have a microphone person.
You do right here, long way.
I don't know how to turn it on. Is it already? Probably not bottom. Yeah. Gotta be smarter than the microphone. You have to hold it?
I think it's, you have the lights on.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
Okay. You had a question? Oh.
It was her.
You did. Okay, because there's somebody in the front.
And we have time. That's why I did this earlier, so that we can just share what we saw. It'd be interesting to hear what everybody saw.
Well, quite truthfully, instead of saying boat, I thought you said goat. And I'm like, why is that goat in the water? And anyway, and then when I got in the boat, the goat was with me, and the goat stayed with me throughout the whole journey. And then at the end, that's what I gave to the light that was in front of me, was the goat.
Was it because you didn't know what else to do with the goat, or did the goat feel?
The goat made up his own mind as to what he was doing. So, yeah. I'm like,
Hitching a ride.
I don't know why you're here,
Yeah.
or whatever, but they were a white goat, and I love goats, but that was a surprise to me. And the paper said peace and gratitude.
That's an amazing thing too, because gratitude, you know, what we focus on grows. So if you can find the one thing in your life that's going really well and be extremely grateful for that and make that your focus, then the trajectory will start to build in that direction. So when you think of goats, what do you think of? Like, what does a goat mean to you?
They're just fun, and I've always loved them. We had them when I was younger, and my mom had them, and whatever, and they were always around, and they took care of all the grounds, and they were very intelligent, and, yeah.
So it sounds like you took a lot of that with you on that journey.
Yeah,
A lot of that childlike and
yeah, I have no other idea why that goat showed up, but, other than that's what I thought you said at first. There was a goat in the water. I'm like, okay.
that's an interesting mode of transportation in the water.
Well, it wasn't mode of transportation, it was
Just with you?
Yeah, he was just with me.
Was he in the boat?
He did get in the boat.
He did
yes.
get in the boat.
Yeah.
Nice.
All the way by him, so.
That's
I
awesome.
stayed with the dean.
What'd you get, Miss My Eyes Weren't Closed?
I got a piece of paper and it said find the way. I'm like,
Find the way. Wasn't helpful? I think you're being challenged to no answers for you. Gotta find the hard way.
Yes, when I was, I had to check on the chickens and so forth, and I was walking back to the house to get my purse to come, and there was a buffalo nickel on the driveway, and I was startled. So I picked it up, and then when I came here, I got two pieces of paper, and one of them was great abundance is coming. So I thought, oh, and the nickel. So, and I gave the being my lucky rock.
Oh, is this a lucky rock that you have? And
Yes,
do you have it with you now?
I don't. I put it on my altar.
She gave it away. Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
I gave away its essence, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. How long have you had the rock?
Geez, yeah, probably 7 years.
Wow.
It's just a regular rock, but it told me it was a lucky rock. I said, oh,
That's cool.
thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited for the abundance for you because, you know, we're all already abundant. You know, I still have my beliefs that tell me that I'm not, so I haven't claimed mine quite yet, all the way, but
Well, that's a good point. Thank you. I'll carry that with me.
anybody else want to share? I'm not Janice, so I don't know. I just like to hear what people got on their papers or what animal traveled with them. It lets us know. All right, I guess we're good then.
It was kind of weird because I was either reading your mind
Yeah.
or something because I was on the shore and I already saw the island and I already knew I was going there.
Mhm.
And so I got in the boat and it zoomed me right there. And
Do you have a motor on your boat?
no,
Oh,
it's just power,
that'd be cool.
spiritual power.
Yeah.
And my being was almost like water, but it had like an iridescent shimmer.
Mm.
And it was weird just because my hands were already out, and I had a little little speckled shell, and I thought they were giving it to me, but then I realized I was giving the shell to them before they gave me this piece of paper. And as I'm going, the letters, everything kept switching. It said wise, it said small, it said loved, and there was languages I didn't understand. So I'm assuming that's knowledge I need to attain, and then I'll, know more later on. But it was kind of like you'd see in a sci-fi thing. It enveloped me, and then it just kind of soaked into me, and I went back. It's just peace. So
Peace.
yeah, and it's.
I think, no matter if we think that we understand or not, or find the way or not, or know the way, we always know the way, and we're always perfect where we are. I don't think whether you knew what it was saying or not, you felt it, right?
Yeah.
So the brain up here is trying to go, what does it say? What are the words? But here is saying, I just feel peace. Thank you for sharing that. It was really cool. I don't know who's gonna come up next and close this off, because I don't know if I'm supposed to rub my hands together and,
Communion.
yeah, I don't, who's doing communion?
Lynn.
And the donations.
Oh, yeah.
And then after.
You act like I've never been here
after
before,
that is
but
donation.
it's time for the home, remember? I guess we could leave that on.
Yeah, I'll need it. I'm winging it.
There you go.
And I forgot my communion stuff, but I'll do it later. Well, good morning, everyone. So I'm kind of following Janice's script, but I also wrote my own with it.
Thank you.
Because that's who I am. All right, so let's have a prayer. We're going to do the wafer first. Loving Spirit of light, as we take in this bread of life, thank you. May it bless all of us and those we care about and love. We ask this in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I was trying
I
to be
got it.
helpful.
I got it. Thank you. Okay. Okay, let's try this with the wine. Pretend. Okay, loving Spirit of love and light, as we drink this symbol of the blood of Jesus, may we be grateful for all we have and share this blessing with others. May we spread your love and light with everyone seeking your grace. I ask this in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen. Does somebody want to do the, okay?
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, you're not gonna do it? Okay. Oh, Nancy's gonna do it.
Now, what am I going to say? I want to thank everyone that has been donating to the offering, as well as sending in checks and all that kind of stuff. Without them, we probably wouldn't be able to survive, especially after we had to pay $7,000 to the vendors this year. Because we had to cancel the expo. But we're really not hurting that much. We still have savings, we still have a CD and a money market, and then we got our checking account that we still have several $1,000s in each of them. So, but every little bit helps. I know we've been saying for the last 3 years, we've already repaired one or got one new air conditioning unit. We do have another air conditioning unit that we're expecting to go out anytime. Knock on wood, it hasn't happened yet, but at any rate, those are generally, yeah, those are generally at least starting out at $10,000. So, but we can handle it. But it would be nice if since we didn't have an expo this year, that's $10,000 that we did not have. So any little bit helps. So give what you can, do a blessing if you can't. So
Hey, Nancy,
yeah.
raffle tickets, are they available?
Oh yeah. We're trying to do a raffle for. Let me get my brain working.
Drums
Oh, drum making with Daryl. So we got raffle tickets. I'll go ahead and get those out. I've got them back in the office there. $5 a piece, and whoever wins will get a free drum making with him, which includes the material and all that stuff, which we're talking, I believe it's up to way over $125 to make a drum now.
Just for
So-
materials.
Yeah, that's just the materials, but at any rate, he will make a drum, help you make a drum. So, back in my office, that's where I'll be, because I'll be counting money.
I think we do an energy for the people out there. So rub your hands together. I'm gonna be Janice for just a second, even though I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And hands up, bring all the energy in that you can. And we're going to give this to the people that haven't been able to make it, to people online and our community. And we're going to share it with them. And then we're going to bring a little bit into our heart. And then we're going to send it out again. And then we're going to bless everybody so that we can have a peaceful world. And that is it. And now I'm going to go